itself off. But we did catch that, just had to check OCD style. We've sort of saying what we did, we changed the cranks. We got rid of the 9100, they're heavier. The old Dura-Ace cranks, 2013 model, are lighter. Always check, if you run Dura-Ace cranks 11 speed, check for cracks. These can fail here, and here they're two-piece like a clam. They can peel out in the sponge sprint, and you can have a really bad injury. So if you run Dura-Ace or Ultegra, Ultra Gary, or Dura-Ace, always check for cracks. Every time you clean your bike, have a little look on the back there. They can crack and fail. Humid conditions, dry conditions, they can crack and fail, cause a nasty crash. Check your cranks at least every 1,000 k. If there's any creaking noises, check them. Don't let your bike shop do it. You learn how to do it. Go to Thanks Shimano on Instagram and you'll see what I'm talking about. Same with pedal slop. We want to make sure there's no axles coming out. So we've changed the cranks and chain rings. These are absolute black rings, 5034, and we've got it now under 7.5 kilo. It's under 7.5 kilo. But and another thing we can do is get rid of your speed link, and you can use a cable end as the chain pin. All right, that makes it even lighter. I've never tried that, but if you're going to do that, buckle your helmet pretty tight and make sure your life insurance is up to scratch. Maybe don't do that. We've got a Dura-Ace cassette on there. Actually, for the power data test, I put on a lighter weight chain. We've got a KMC on there because we did a power data test, which you'll see. And I took these cranks off my climbing bike, the chain, and the cassette, just to make sure that the whole drivetrain friction variable was consistent there. Because I had a new cassette chain and chain rings on here, but we've got to scrap that. So we had the exact same power meter. Or the stages on there, so everything, all the variable there, drivetrain, efficiency, friction, etc., is going to be consistent. Same power meter, etc., etc. We've got the Lightest Derailleur on there. This is the lightest derailleur from Shimano, lighter than the Di2. The mechanical is lighter than Di2. The hoods, the shifters are not lighter, but the overall group set is lighter with mechanical because you've got to factor in the battery weight, right? The battery weight and stuff like that. So there you go. But it is debatable. Some people say it is, but if it's not lighter, I say it's lighter, it's going to be 20 or 30 grams in it. So the Roval rims, super light rim. These are C38. Correct if I'm wrong. This is the top of the range Chinese-made carbon rim, and they're a little bit heavier because of the 3T hubs in there. The hub internals made in China as well. Great product. DT Swiss, rate them. Got the Dura-Ace rotors on there, super lightweight. They bend really easy as well. So be careful with this storage because they bend. You don't want to knock them on anything because that bends and you go ting, 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 ting. So the bike industry loves lightweight rotors because they bend so easy, and the barristers and dentists have to get a new one. We've got lightweight tyres, the Contis in a 25 mil. This bike will handle it probably 32, but we're keeping it lightweight. So yes, we're just made under 7.5 kilo. So still about 700 grams heavier. We've got a super light Chinelli ram. These cages are so light. They actually work pretty good. They work pretty good with the pumps obviously off for that weight. And the saddle, we've got a Mimic on here. They're not too bad weight-wise. We could probably save 100 grams off that with something different. But again, you have to spend some big money, or you get an AliExpress saddle. But other than that, these bikes just are heavy. We changed the stem, didn't we? The S-Works stem is a bit heavy, so we put on an advanced project Uno Callaway, and with these spacers are a lot lighter. All right, so if you do have the SL7, you want to make it lighter, just throw that stem away or sell it, whatever. The spacers, these are the lightest spacers you can get. These are the this S-Works spacers. They're about $80 each, and you can find them in any bin drawer of most bike shops. They have them. We've got the Giant tape on here. There's a mirror there for Giant tape. It's a little bit lighter than the S-Works tape, so the bike shop, the specialised dealer, put those on. That's a nod there. Just a little bit lighter weight. This tape's very, very thin. Some people don't like it. I like it. I'm not too fussy with bar tape. But yeah, this is lightweight Giant bar tape. The tape as well, a little bit lighter. The S-Works tape's a bit thicker. It's a bit heavier, so we saved about 0.10 gram there. These bars, not too bad. Not too bad. They're a specialised branded alloy bar. I would say about the same weight as the Aerofly, because you've got to remember the Aerofly carbon bar costs about $1,900 is a bit wider. All right, so the wider the bar there, the more weight there is. So I'm going to say it's probably, they were quite a wide bar, so we could have gone lighter in terms of a 38, but it's okay. This is a gravel bike, so having a wider bar helps a lot. The shifters here, the latest Dura-Ace shifters on there. No scratches yet, and the lightest they do in terms of the whole Shimano Hydro mechanical setup. So there we go. This is the bling, and it's still just under 7 kilos. Sorry, 7.5 kilos. How can we get lighter? How much more money do I have to spend? We could probably spend about $4 on some Rovar wheels to save 200 grams. We could, yeah, we could just spend another probably 10,000 bucks, and we could get it down there. You probably have to spend about 10 grand, I reckon. You reckon that's right? If I spend an extra $10,000, I could get this under 6.8, 10 grand, I reckon. Tubulars, run some tubulars on there, and just, you know, have a taxi following you at all times to get a flat. So there's definitely ways you can do it. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes. There we go, that's the video there. Check out the video coming soon with the power data. We did some climbing tests today, and this bike climbs like a rocket that's ran out of gas. That's the video, it's going to be a bit fun as well. But yeah, anyway, the bike does handle very nicely on the downhills. If you're a new rider, this is going to be very confident inspiring. If you're a racer type, then you're going to be disappointed, in my opinion, because it's quite, you know, like a rocket without gas up a hill. It just doesn't have that same zeal that the traditional S-Works Tarmac bikes used to have. Anyway, that's the deal. This is the S-Works build. There you go. This in Australia, this frame's $8,000 Aussie. The Groupset is about 2,800. The wheels about 1,700 plus tires. You're talking maybe $2 grand for the wheels there. Saddle, whatever that costs. So there you go. It's about $12,500 Aussie for this build as you see it. And it's 7.5 kilo. What could you build for $12,000 rim brake? You could probably buy yourself 12 near new S-Works Tarmac SO1, 2, 3, 4, and 5s for about $1 grand a pop off a barrister who did a low carb diet and crashed his thyroid and lost motivation to ride at all. But anyway, that's the deal. Thanks for watching. Check your Dura cranks. Don't ride crack cranks. Check them, and they do crack. All right. Unlikely, but if it happens and it's on your bike, it ain't going to be pretty. Quickly, this is why the S-Works build is a bit heavier. This is non-S-Works build. Look at that, 5 grams. This is for my Brighton, and then this is what the S-Works build is. It comes with all these. Alright, so you got that. You got some caps here. Right, this is S-Works build. We're gonna pile it on. We've got plain Lego blocks, so we're up to 50 grams. What else we need on here? We need that thing there. It's for, I'm not sure, but it's this S-Works build. And what else we got here? No, that's the spares. We've got some plugs, not sure what they are. This thing, I don't know, end up floating in the Pacific Ocean down the track. This thing here, what is that? What is that? Don't know what that is. We'll keep them anyway. But yeah, so there you go. That's the, and you also need one of these. This is a titanium Allen key. It's about 30-something grams because you obviously got through axles. And don't do what I did today. I went riding. I got a flat tire, which I hardly ever get, and I had to ride on the rim for 6K. All right, so make sure you bring your 6mm key. You probably just hang it in there. There you go. You could probably zip tie that in there, and that's just do that. Make sure it doesn't get caught in your spokes or your derailleur, because it'll be Snap City. And how many grams are we on here? Extras, Pacific Ocean extras. And then we just it's extra 60 grams there. So we're saving that. So you got 67 grams, or you got the spacers from Bob's Bike Shop bin, and you what's that there? That's like a wow. That's a cockroach den in there, isn't it? Damn. Oh, is that what's in there? That's another video. Is that going to rub on the steerer? Wow, what is that? A line slot here. That looks a bit weird, doesn't it? What's going on there? Anyway, we'll take this bike apart and we'll get some ADD action in there. Random.